Welcome to the studio. Things are happening. Woo!
We did it, Tom. We're here.
Holy crap, guys.
Yeah, this is amazing.
From the moment we decided to make this as an audio series, we knew we wanted it to be immersive and cinematic. When things really took off for us was when we started talking with our sound designer and sound mixer, Chris Gonzalez.
Something was telling me to just go bigger and go all the way.
One of the best things about Chris is she's the master of the yes and.
Shucks.
Mark and I said we wanted to do this audio project and we wanted it to be cinematic and we wanted it to be immersive.
So I said, let's up the ante.
She mentioned binaural recording and mixing in Dolby Atmos.
They're like, that's amazing. Let's absolutely do it. Let's not just do left and right. Let's go behind. Let's go above. We're gonna have bigger ships. We're gonna have cannonballs flying.
And that was like fireworks going off.
They got really excited and I got really terrified because whenever you're doing a radio play like this, it's very easy to not really understand where you are in place. We had to think about where's our audience in every single scene.
This guy, as well as being our pirate companion, is one of the key components to this whole production.
We used a binaural microphone to create this idea of 3D space.
These ears, as you see, are microphones.
And they're being placed underneath two silicone ears that bring in the sound much like we would with our human ears.
That allow the listener, when you're listening in headphones, for it to have that three-dimensional space and that three-dimensional quality.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. I almost want to cheat the binaural so it's more left to right.
We can't.
From Josiah's perspective,
it would
but it
be
might,
like
if you put it in between his two.
like this. So try that again.
What is this? Like that?
I can tell that sounds cool.
And that's what's so cool about what we're recording here, is we're having the actors actually move in and around the space and coming closer together or further apart to create either the intimacy or the distance between characters within the story in each scene.
She'll gift you to the sea to claim as its own.
And we recorded everything clean with a shotgun mic in varying lengths
They have plenty of provisions. Someone will find them.
so that we could, in post-production, using Dolby Atmos, blend the different microphones. So at any given time, we could make the character feel like they were in a point in space versus on our left or on our right.
And I think that Santa Muerte sits at this kind of intersection of a very interesting Venn diagram of sort of like narrative audiobooks almost, feature films, and then like theater and live performance.
Oh, I still needed the part for the slush fund. Best fetch it now because if this boils over, it'll be on your arse, you little
Amazing. Mark,
No,
do you
this
want
is-
us to take that from
No,
you?
this is my DP moment. I get my handheld scene. As a cinematographer, my brain is hardwired to think of things through a camera and a lens. And Chris really helped me grasp how to approach this project by telling me to think of the binaural mic as the camera, the perspective we want the audience to have in each scene. And that gave Madeline and I the framework to build out overheads and block scenes as we would traditionally on a film production. Like when she does Down in the Damp in the Dark, I'm doing a little dolly in.
The truly unique thing about using a binaural microphone and not just recording this as a regular podcast is it allowed us to give our audience a place in the room.
What we created was something that Madeline dubbed center mast. And the center mast is where the binaural mic was. That is the perspective of the listener.
So if it is facing north or if it is facing the bow of our ship, that is the perspective of our listener.
Was it as bad as those markings you put all over your face? I've seen a lot of tattoos.
My God, boy.
These tattoos, scars. Not me that decided to put them there.
We used that to our advantage to put the binaural mic in certain places to maximize the emotional intensity or intimacy of certain scenes.
Drusilla's character is an excellent example of this. We wanted this idea that her character could throw her voice or be anywhere, everywhere, at any given time. So when recording, we had our wonderful actress Avery perform with the binaural mic as if the listener is the character.
Do you know any secrets?
So when you say secrets, let's land. I love secrets.
Yeah, amazing.
Put secrets
Love,
in.
love, love, love. Hello, little rat catcher.
I like to talk about it as if you're doing video game motion capture, but with audio. You're not in great pajamas, but we're moving around the space, trying to make that as immersive as possible and allow the actors to really feed off of each other and feel the chemistry within the scene.
One thing that was really important to us was to be able to get our cast in the same room to record as much as possible.
It's very common in voice work for performers to perform in a vacuum or in a single booth, not necessarily with their scene partners.
When you put them together and they get to play off of each other, you can find things that just were never going to be an option if you had not done that.
And in many ways, it led to improvisation and many improvements.
As this attacker I see before me.
If immersive audio is our goal, the best way, the first way that you can get that immersion is through having those actors together and reacting off of each other.
Mr. Gallagher bellows a battle cry and cuts down the nearest Spanish sailor. Axes and swords clash, blood splashes the air.
Man, Aaron Lyons, absolutely killing it.
Santa Muerte lunges at him, brushing the pistol aside and bringing her sword to bear on his leg. It's hard to hear over the calamity. She deftly maneuvers up behind Mr. Gallagher. He is blood drunk.
Captain,
Put a stop to this!
Hold your arms!
Coming to his senses, he turns and grabs...
Look, we didn't reinvent the wheel here. These aren't unknown techniques, but because our background is in a different medium, we tried to apply techniques that we're familiar with as filmmakers, as well as some techniques used in animation, other things like that, and apply that to audio format, which gave us overwhelmingly exciting results and allowed us to include so many of the elements that are important to us as visual storytellers that don't often find their way into audio dramas.
Justin, one of the producers of the project, is a really great voice actor and actor.
One of the fun things that I got to do was read the script ahead of time and record it so that we can get the timing, we can get the tempo, and maybe get some character ideas from it.
We're treating this entire process as if it's an animation. So you would start with your backgrounds and get your color palette for that, so whenever we were in a certain location, we knew this was the background tracks.
His read-through was like an audio storyboard for us. We could time things out, we could work on backgrounds, and we could work on character design.
And then we were able to utilize those soundscapes and that music during the recording process when we were trying to figure out how much certain performances should project or be more intimate based on where they are on the ship or what environment they're in. A little bit more projection from both of you as you're probably talking over like a partying group of sailors.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Oh yeah, it doesn't need to be an intimate moment. It can just,
While we were recording with actors, we could listen to some of those backgrounds. We could listen to some of Jeff's music, and it was able to put us in the world a little bit more, immerse us while we are creating the immersive experience. Okay, so I'm gonna have you listen to one of these scenes.
All right, what do you got for me?
Mal runs to the rail and squints to the south horizon. They slam their hands down on the wood and run back to the lower decks. Mal races down the stairs, turns a corner, and slams into Noel.
I really liked working on this.
Them with a stern expression. Mal scrambles to their feet.
Sorry. My apologies. I was trying to get to the
Near the guns?
Sorry. My apologies, sir. I was just trying to get to
The guns?
Yes, sir.
The would-be powder monkey.
We had such great actors for this. So good. These voices are amazing. Everybody.
Out like they're inviting Noel to take a swing.
I'm a gunner, sir. I just need to get me hands on that iron.
Go run powder, boy. Make sure my guns are full.
Oh, that's cool.
That gives me chills. Yeah.
Woo! We could do something fun with the binaural mic.
Oh man, I love Chris Butler's voice. I could listen to him talk for days.
Watching Mark and Madeline and Tom throughout the whole process was also so fun because the way that they took such care with the performers, the way that they gave them the space to make the magic that they ended up making was really cool to be witness to.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only way you can bring something like this to life is surrounding yourself with talented people, right, and passionate people.
Frankie and I actually went to the same acting studio here in town. I have always been incredibly impressed with Frankie. She has a presence, a gravitas about her.
Back on deck with a crew that is missing a bit of motivation.
And we were so fortunate to get such a lovely actor to portray this character.
And when I read Santa Muerte, the character, I immediately thought of Frankie.
It was fascinating hearing her on the headphones. I could see her, just the way she speaks, the way she delivers the performance. I actually felt like Santa Muerte came to life.
One of my favorite parts about any of this, in any storytelling, is the collaboration between people. I have my own idea and an interpretation of the script, but the best part of working with actors is they have their interpretation.
When you read a script, you have an idea in your head of what these characters look like and sound like. But to be in the studio and work with these talented artists was so amazing. We had our headphones on, and Madeline and I and everyone was, we were closing our eyes, and you just saw Santa Muerte in your head. You saw Josiah in your head.
Excellent. Yeah, that's it. Wow. We are ready to go.
That's gonna be so freaking good.
Seeing the actors on set and like moving around the room and seeing everything that they were bringing to the table, it was so exciting hearing everything.
It was such an amazing experience to not only hear them come to life, but in a weird, unique way, actually come to like a visual manifestation of the characters that, you know, you would read about on the page.
Oh my god, that's such a good moment. Yeah, dude, that was epic. Even just on set, we knew that it was just the foundation for what we were going to be doing in post-production.